My brothers, when we were young and our minds almost blank slates, from the moment we understood our mother tongue, upon us was impressed by media, surroundings, in every way, shape or form, the democratic ideal. And when we first entered the public schools or watched the TV, it was confirmed and further expanded upon. And as we grew adolescents and later into adulthood, this notion has been all we ever knew. Most of us have not until recently ever questioned this ideal. This democratic ideal of every man being equal and deserving of one equally worthy vote. Brothers, this enlightened democratic ideal is a diabolical threat to Christian life, for it grants rights to falsehood that us Christians cannot tolerate. The prostitute and the gambler are, assuming fair elections, raised to an equal level of political importance as the priest and the soldier, as our philosophers and our landowners. It promotes these childless and unproven cowards who, as practice has shown, flee from any responsibility to the highest echelons of government. They who have no stakes in the nation, no morality, and no chance for heaven. My brothers, how can we Christians tolerate this democratic equalization between heaven and hell? How can we tolerate that the unworthy and unrepentant sinners are supposed to be in equal importance in the political order of the state? God, who has made all of creation and ordered in hierarchies all of creation, and who has raised us to be his salt of the earth, to be a chosen, an elect, who shall live in eternity to serve his glory. He has distinguished good to be superior from evil, evil to suffer eternal torment, and good to rejoice in eternal bliss. He has separated the wheat from the chaff, my brothers. How can we possibly justify that we should equalize the salt and dirt? Now, my friends, democracy is therefore a spit in the face of our Lord. Now, having established that God has set forth a permanent division between good and evil, and an all-governing hierarchy, we must conclude that the modern democratic Enlightenment era-based system of governance, in which the popular opinion dictates good and evil, is thus, by its foundation, incompatible with Christendom. Pope Leo XIII, in his wisdom, has written the following: "So too the liberty of thinking and of publishing whatsoever each one likes, without any hindrance, is not in itself an advantage over which society can wisely rejoice. On the contrary, it is the fountainhead and origin of many evils. Liberty is a power perfecting man, and hence should have truth and goodness for its object, but the character of goodness and truth cannot be changed at option. These remain ever one and the same, and are no less unchangeable than nature itself. And thus is exposed the satanic evil of democracy, wherein the public can be influenced by conniving schemers who lurk in the shadows. We have seen it ourselves in our very own lives, how once the sacred sacrament of marriage was untouchable, and yet only a few decades of debauchery was required to completely tear it asunder to our current perverse reality. My brothers, let us therefore destroy any faith or attachment to the democratic system that still might possess us. For if we were to somehow win the battle of the minds of the easily deceived masses, it would only be a matter of time until the democratic system, in all its diabolical evil, would be once again manipulated into the diabolical state it has today. No, instead, if it is possible at all, let us attain power in the democratic system and then guide our nations like God, our loving Father, guides us towards a just order where his law reigns supreme.